On live. Hey, good morning. It is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, and I hope you're doing well. It's a Monday, so give me a break for not getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Plus, we were out visiting relatives yesterday, so that was pretty busy. And felt a little buzz. If you ever do the ring little bell, right, you'll get a little notice. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of went away. But when you do it, you get a little notice on there that says you got a little note. So that's pretty cool. It's on mute. I wanted to check it was on mute. Anyway, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and we're here to talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way. Two topics today, and I'm going to kind of keep the intro short because I still have to go to work at some point. What do we got today? Coaching someone the other day, and we were just chatting about product owners and retrospectives. So we're going to talk about a little bit about product owners and retros, and if there's any kind of worry there when you're first starting out. And then the other thing we're going to talk about is tadpoles, right? Tadpole the frog. I started that conversation yesterday, posted a couple things about when I was reading some book. I don't know where it is. I was reading it again. But reading Fixing Your Scrum, right? And they were talking about stovepipes. And I'm a big proponent of that too, about if you stovepipe everything on component levels, then you don't get a complete slice. And I'm going to show you how to get a complete slice and how raising tadpoles to frogs is a fun thing. You can treat it in an agile way, and how I went about doing that. Okay, so the first topic is product owners and retrospectives. I see a lot of teams where product teams are really worried about product owners. You know, they're intimidated. So product owners can be pretty tough bats sometimes, and it's just part of the way to do it. Oh, Eddie Mester. Eddie has him. So I think Eddie's watching or something. So he's on his little iPad. No, he just threw me off. Okay, so product owners can be tough people. So we were chatting about, well, does it make sense to have the product owner attend like early retrospectives? Maybe this team will be intimidated by the product owner and stuff like that. Issues. So one of the ideas came up with is, one, you have to judge, see how the product owner react to this. But if you got that much non-trust, non-safety zone going on in your organization and your team between the product owner and the team, and you want to have a retrospective just with the team, no product owner, no management, nobody else like that in there, do it, but do not Eddie is just typing stuff. If that's Eddie on the thing, stop typing on the comments. He's hacking it. This is why I do it at 5 a.m. in Mester, 5 a.m. in the morning, and not at 8:53, because the kids will go crazy. Anyway, so the idea, now he's messing up my whole spiel on this whole thing. So what you should do is have a smaller retrospective. I'm just laughing. He's over here giggling. Come here, giggle boy. He's having a ball. I'm sorry, everyone. He's taking over. Okay, this is stuff, distractions that come in right now. Okay, that has nothing to do. Okay, so the idea. Teams are intimidated on the retrospective with their product owners. They are worried about them, and they don't feel safe because the safe or trust isn't there yet. Fine. But you need to let as Scrum Masters, if you want to have a retrospective just for the team, you still need to have a retrospective very shortly thereafter with the product owner, because everybody needs to be part of the team. Maybe you want to make sure that the product owner won't take offense by not being included part of the team. So it's very touchy-feely. I mean, you want to do it, but then if you shun the product owner, it's going to just build a bigger gap between product owner and team. You want to bring them together. So even if you want to get everybody, but you need to train everybody what's expected in a retrospective. You may even want, if there's not much trust issues, maybe we should talk about that more later, but to reach out to the product owners if you see that and tell them what a product retrospective is about. Work with them. Let them understand how it works and how it's supposed to progress before you get into the event. And the same thing with your team. Maybe if there's that much distrust, you need to do a little legwork before you actually do a retrospective. You can't just drop yourself into a retrospective and magically everybody understands it, right? So there's a little work in there. So one suggestion, have a regular retrospective with your team. Have maybe a half-hour retrospective with the team and the product owner so that you can get some feelings and feedback, because you want to grow on how well the product, the business, and the team interact, because there's always lessons to learn on that one. So those are the two things that you might want to think about, right? All right, so that was the retrospective. Now the other one. So tadpole. I got some pictures up there. I had a real nice picture of a frog picture on a lily pad. But we talked about yesterday how raising frogs and tadpoles can be an agile activity, right? And how it talks about when we talk in Scrum and Agile, building product, and a whiteboard. Woo! So I got a light coming in from the window. So there's always these questions. Do you build product horizontally, or do you build it vertically slices so that you get functional? Because this is not functional. Right? This is functional with business. Actually, it might be functional, but no business. No business value, right? Business value. Functional and business value. So the vertical slices will give you business value. The horizontal slices in design will not give you any business value. Maybe these are different layers. Maybe this is the server layer, service layer. Maybe this is the database. Maybe this is I don't know, something in between. And then maybe this is the front end. Right? And maybe in here somewhere there's testing. Oh, let's put testing here. Let's make a testing layer. Right? So having these different layers or different stories, like a testing story, a front end story, a database story, a server story, doesn't give you any business value. Can we agree on that? May have something, but it's really not business. Functional code, but it doesn't. I can't sell a database. Well, maybe you can if you're building a database. Then you're doing a vertical slice, right? Okay. So this is what you see when you do this. So what we talked about the other day was we had a tadpole. A tadpole. So I'm gonna draw my little tadpole. He's got his little legs. His legs are growing. He's a happy little tadpole. We have a fish tank and water. I should have brought water jug in. I wonder if Eddie's paying attention. Or did he leave? Message retracted. I don't know what he's doing. Okay. So we have a tank like I drew, empty tank, and we have a jug of water. Water, right? H2O. So this, if I made each one of these, it would never work. It would never sell. The goal is to raise a tadpole to a frog. But just working on the tadpole, just working on the tank, just working on the water won't get me a tadpole to a frog. So here's kind of what I did. And I got an eraser here. I got fortune cookies everywhere. We got plenty of fortune cookies. We're not going to run out. So if the coronavirus hits again, I got enough fortune cookies to do Fortune Cookie Friday, by the way. Okay. So think of it this way. When I first did the tadpole thing, I started out with this little tiny fish tank. I think I got it for like $5 or $6 at Walmart or something. Pre-corona, because they wanted to get a goldfish, so I was thinking about it. Do nothing about goldfish or fish or anything. So stage one or story one was I was getting a little bowl like this, right? We were going to go catch some goldfish and put water in it. I knew I had to treat the water, so I bought a little bit of water treatment stuff. So, so story one or feature one that has business value. So business value one. Number one. So I got a bowl. I put water in it, and it had a little tadpole in it. It actually had like 6 of them in it. I don't know, something like that. A couple of the little ones died. But just so everybody's not worried about it, it was a mud pit, drying out, wasn't going to last that long. So, hey, Eddie, can you get me one of those water bottles? The big jugs? Yeah. Go get me one. And I want bok chicken. I know you want bok chicken. That's his thing. So anyway, so this is business value one. So I got a little bowl, nothing major, something simple. We caught a couple of tadpoles at the local little water pond that's like a wash away gully kind of thing. They were in the, not that, a big jug, boo, from Walmart. Oh, and we got big gallon jugs, right? This is what he gets me. He gets me a water bottle. I'm a goof boy. Anyway, so this is business value one. And you could say, I could grow my tadpoles in here. They can watch them grow. No, that's bleach. You need to learn how to read. Go. I got this all summer. Okay, this is value one. This is sad. Okay, so this is business value one, okay? I realized shortly that the frogs are getting bigger, the tadpoles, and they can't really fit in here. And it's just, someday they're going to want to hop on land. With this jar, where am I going to put the rocks and land for the tadpoles to turn into frogs? Wasn't going to happen. But we were able to play with them and watch them, and the cats loved it. And I got pictures and videos of Bubbles just fascinated with the tadpoles. Okay, so that's business value one. Business value two. So when I was growing up, I had frogs and tadpoles and fish and stuff. So I knew my parents had an old 7-gallon fish tank. So I got a larger fish tank, right? Like that. We got some gravel. We had some leftover gravel. Put the gravel in the bottom. We went down to the river, got some rocks, put some rocks, and put like a little rock on top. So that, and actually I had to make that little incline rock. And we put water. So that the tadpoles could swim around and get to the rocks. Okay? So I had little tadpoles in here. I guess I can make it bigger so you can see it. Got my water. The little tadpoles are in here. Little tadpoles. They're getting bigger. Got a little rock in here, the rock on top. And a little thing. So I got this. So this was business value two. Nothing fancy, but I gave more room because the little legs on the tadpoles, which I got pictures of, are getting kind of longer and they're kind of quasi turning into frogs. So I knew they were going to need to do something. But one of the problems was it was getting kind of cloudy. So it had a lot of stuff going on, right? So I had the next level. Okay, we got the next level. So this is business value two. Business number two. So you can see the slice. This has business value. It has everything in it. This has business value. It has everything in it. It gets a little bigger, growing the capabilities of the tank. So business value three is kind of where we're at now, and I think we're pretty much done. Business value three. I got the same tank with the water in it. So, and it's got the rocks. And now there's a little happy frog. I should do green. Do I have green? I got green. Make the frog green because he is green. Little happy frog. I see that, Ed. He's having a ball. Little happy green frog. We had bought a little Thanks, Ed. They can see you. We bought a little goldfish, and I'll make them blue. We bought a goldfish. Little goldfish there. We have a couple little tadpoles still left. They're still growing. There's a frog number 2 on the way. So we had this. Notice the water was really cloudy, and the goldfish would go up and drink air out of the thing. And so I had to look at what's going on. Well, apparently there's no oxygen in the water, so the goldfish are going up to the surface to drink. So I had this business value 3. So what I had to do is upgrade a little bit. One they said is like put some plants. I put a water filter. Just bought a little water filter, $10, and it hooks over the edge of the tent thing, and then water will spill out of here. So that's the water filter. So that helped clear out. I did buy an extra filter, and then I also put some little lily pads, little flowers that their legs in here, and I bought a couple water plants. So that would keep the water clear. It's doing a pretty good job. And the other frog loves the lily pad, right, Ed? So the little frog.
So I can't do anything.
Little frog. He's a happy little frog. So little frog is loving a lily pad. So that was business value 3. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So business value 1 was very simple. So this is just like an Agile Scrum. Get some value out there. The kids are learning about tadpoles, can see them. Knew that tadpoles were going to need place to become frogs and land and eat crickets and things. So we put it in a bigger tank. And in the latest tank, just because it's been going for a couple of weeks, we learned that it was getting cloudy and needed a filter. So we bought a filter, and the plants will help filter stuff out. So that's kind of where we're at today. So each value is a slice of business value. Built that, then built that. Just like in Agile Scrum, that's how you do it. You don't try to, what if I build a tank with nothing in it? There's no business value. If I didn't have anything in the tank, it would be a bunch of rocks and some water, which has no business value. I gotta have the tadpoles, right? If I had the tadpoles, they would just die. If I didn't buy the yeah, you can feed the fish. If I didn't do that, we wouldn't learn that. If we didn't buy the goldfish, because the kids wanted to have some goldfish, one already died, but I think he got sucked up in the filter. We're learning lessons. Lessons learned as we do this Agile process, right? Nothing's perfect. And then we got that. So anyway, we're way past the 15-minute mark. We're into the 17-minute mark. So I'm going to let it go at that. And one day we'll find what I did with the lid to the thing. So that's an example of doing something in an Agile fashion, where you get slices and you're doing business value as a go versus doing stuff that has no business value. Like I can get the rocks, but what are the rocks for? Make a rock garden? I can't make any money on that, or I'm not getting any value from the kids learning anything. But, having the frog, adding things to it, learning how it looks, and growing and learning as what works, what doesn't work. I learned it was good having plastic plants so the little floating water plants wouldn't get sucked into the filter. So I got a little plastic plant that kind of barriers it there, stuff like that. Little things like that just make it a little better, that works better. And it's one little step at a time. Every day you learn a new lesson. Sorry, just kick the camera. So with that, have a great day. Have an enjoyable Monday. It's a good week. Getting started doing new things. Ring the little bell if you want to get notifications. And I got to get Eddie to give me a haircut. It's terrible. Anyway, have a great day. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye. See ya. See ya.